Welcome to Lesson 23.5, Transport in Plants. In this lesson, we'll explain the process of water movement in a plant, and we'll explain how fluid is forced to move through phloem tissue in a plant. The pressure created by water entering the tissues of a root can push water upward in a plant stem. This pressure does not exert nearly enough force to lift water up into trees. Other forces involving multiple plant systems are more important. Transpiration, the major force in water transport, is provided by the evaporation of water from leaves during transpiration. As water evaporates through open stomata, the cell walls within the leaf begin to dry out. Cell walls contain cellulose. The dry cell walls draw water from cells deeper inside the leaf. The pull extends into the vascular system so that water is pulled up through xylem. The hotter and drier the air and the windier the day, the greater the amount of water loss. As a result of this water loss, the plant draws up even more water from the roots. To pull water upward, plants take advantage of some of water's most interesting physical properties. Water molecules are attracted to one another by a force called cohesion. Cohesion is the attraction of molecules of the same substance to each other. Water cohesion is especially strong because of the tendency of water molecules to form hydrogen bonds with each other. Water molecules can also form hydrogen bonds with other substances. This is called adhesion, which is the attraction between unlike molecules. The empty glass tubes of various diameters in a dish of water show both cohesion and adhesion at work. The tendency of water to rise in a thin tube is called capillary action. Water is attracted to the walls of the tube, and water molecules are attracted to one another. The thinner the tube, the higher the water will rise inside of it. Capillary action helps explain water transport through xylem. Xylem tissue is composed of tracheids and vessel elements that form many hollow connected tubes. These tubes are lined with cellulose cell walls to which water adheres very strongly. So when transpiration removes some water from the exposed walls, strong adhesion forces pull in water from ground tissue in the wet interior of the leaf. That pull is so powerful that it extends even down to the vascular system in the tips of roots and through them to the water in the soil. The interacting combination of transpiration and capillary action transports water through the xylem tissues of a plant. The leading explanation of phloem transport is known as the pressure flow hypothesis. The vascular tissues of plants include phloem and xylem. Unlike the cells that form xylem, the sieve tube's cells in phloem remains alive. Because these cells are alive, they can conduct active transport, which moves sugars into the sieve tube from surrounding tissues. If a region of the plant has a need for sugars, they are actively pumped out of the tube and into surrounding tissues. Osmosis causes water to leave the tube, reducing pressure in the tube at such places. The result is a pressure-driven flow of nutrient-rich fluid from the sources of sugar, the source cells, to the places in the plant where sugars are used or stored, sink cells. Changes in nutrient concentration drive the transport of fluid through phloem tissue in directions that meet the nutritional needs of the plant. The pressure flow system gives plants enormous flexibility in responding to changing seasons. During the growing season, sugars from the leaves are directed into ripening fruits and into roots for storage. As the growing season ends, the plant drops its fruit and stores nutrients in the roots. As spring approaches, chemical signals stimulate phloem cells in the roots to pump sugars back into phloem sap. Then the pressure flow system transports these sugars into stems and leaves to support rapid growth.